You are now listening to the Vitalize Podcast. Hey yo, what up, family? Welcome back to the Vitalize Podcast. You're here with your friendly neighborhood host, Mr. Marcus Black, and I'm so excited to be here with you today, man. Oh my goodness, we've been cooking. What you doing? Cooking up, and I have an incredible conversation for you today. So listen, life is life, man. Life be lifing, right? Life is good, life is bad, life is up, life is down. Life is incredibly long. It's also awfully short, right? I said this before. Some of you heard these words. Like, it sounds a little familiar. Yeah, but at the end of the day, we all go through things that vex our heart. And this is holiday season, so happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you. And I'm coming back to that. But I wanted to give you just a little snippet of where we're going, so that you can sit back, strap in, get your seatbelt on, because we got some soul work to do today. And it starts with tis the season to be jolly, but if we're honest, there's a large number of us that don't feel so jolly in the season. And it has nothing to do with the season itself, it has everything to do with life. Our finances are crazy, can't even afford groceries no more. What is life in this ridiculous inflation? There's all this pressure to perform, pressure to grow, expand, pressure to be something other than what you are. You're always feeling like you're behind. You're always feeling like you're missing the mark. You're always feeling like you're not quite where you want to be. You're not quite advancing or progressing the way you want. Things just aren't shaking, and you feel like, what is even the point? Or I don't know if I can go on. I should just give up. Why even try? You know how I know? Because I've been there and I know what that feels like. But I want to talk about some things today, or one pivotal thing that I hope will set you free and will unlock doors for you, that will unlock cages in your heart, and that will allow blessings and peace to reign and flow in, through, and around you today. So if you're new here, welcome to the Vitalize Podcast. I just want to give you a snippet so you know what's coming. This is what's in store. And I'm coming back around to have some real talk. Is that all right with y'all? Can we have some real talk? If you're new here, I just ask rhetorically, because I'm going to have it anyway, whether you say yes or no. I just like to forewarn you, and I just let you know we're going to have some real conversation, but it's important. These conversations are important for us to have, because there's a lot of people out here pretending, and I don't want you to do that. I want you to have real peace. I want you to have real freedom. And I want to be able to help inspire you to overcome whatever adversity you face at the moment. As someone who's faced adversity after adversity after adversity in my own life, and being able to overcome those adversities, to be able to build something meaningful and impactful to you. Thank you for coming back. If you're new here, listen, there's no such thing as a second-time guest. So after this, you are now family. Pull up every time we drop. You know what I'm saying? Share with your friends. Matter of fact, speaking of share, would you right now, you don't even got to wait till this is over. Just go in your phone, or if you're on YouTube, wherever you're listening, if you're listening on the computer, hit that share button. Send this to 5 people right now, before the new year. Don't wait till the new year. Send this episode to 5 people right now that you know you want to encourage, that you know's been down, that you know needs some inspiration, that you know needs a little pick-me-up, or people that are just really close to you. Because here's the thing, most of the time when people are in their lowest, you don't even know it. You don't even know it. You could be sending someone a lifeline without even knowing it, by a simple action of sharing. So share this with your friends. If you're new here, subscribe. If you're on wherever you are, Spotify, if you're on Apple, however you found this, thank you so much for coming. If you want to connect with me, holler at your boy on Instagram, because I love connecting with this incredible community. Now, that to say, there's been a lot of things on my heart, and I really want to get into that, but I'll start and then I'm going to just go. So I'm going to start, and we got a lot of things to cover, so I'm going to get active. We're going to make it happen, right? So first of all, happy holidays, right? Merry Christmas. And I know not everyone celebrates Christmas. If you don't, I understand that. Salute to you, respect you and your beliefs. If you do celebrate Christmas, shout out to you right now, probably prepping to do a lot of cool things. Some people's prepping to travel. Some of you right now are in the spirit with your ugly Christmas sweaters and your custom homemade hot cocoa and listening to your favorite songs and watching your favorite Hallmark movies, all 137 of them with the exact same plot and even the same actors, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You love it, you love it. You like it, I love it. And Christmas means a lot of things for a lot of people, right? But I can't help but notice when I talk about this, there's so many people's hearts who are heavy in the season. So yes, 'tis the season to be jolly, but why? What does this mean? What is this for? What is this holiday even about, right? Because right now, we're honest, there's been a lot of societal pressure to tell you that Christmas is about one thing when it's actually about an entirely different thing. As consumers, we are being fed messages daily of all the ways we need to spend more money, all the ways we need to do more, have more money, have a bigger car, better car, have a bigger house, better house, have. Your kids need every single thing, every toy, they just need it all, right? And if you don't provide everything for everyone and spend all this money you don't have going into the hole for the next 6 months, just for a day, then you aren't worth anything. You're not a good parent. You're not a good uncle and aunt. You're not a good child. You're not a good spouse. You're not good because you don't fall into the trap. And there's this pressure that is attached to the season. So if you're under the sound of my voice right now and you've been feeling this pressure and you've been robbing Peter to pay Paul and you don't know how you're going to swing this day, I want you to know, maybe you couldn't get everything you wanted this year. Maybe you couldn't buy everything for everyone and you're feeling bad and you're kicking yourself and you're wishing you could do more. Listen to me clear. The greatest things and the greatest gifts in this life are already right in front of you. And yes, your loved ones, while we all have desires and we all want cool gadgets and trinkets and things, those things really don't mean a whole lot in the grand scheme. Because when I look back over my life, my family did that. We played the game, and they bent over backwards and worked 2 and 3 jobs and killed themselves and slaved just to get some extra money to buy us all this stuff. And you know what? I probably only remember like 2 gifts I got for Christmas all the years of my life growing up. But I can remember every year the things we did, the moments we shared. I can remember the people and the memories that we created together. I can remember that stuff. I can't remember the other stuff. So the question then is, why do we spend so much time focused on those things? I want to set you free today. I want you to know you don't have to spend time focused on that stuff that don't matter so much. Take the pressure off. And from me to you, as my friend to you, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Whatever you got is enough, more than enough. And if you got nothing for the people you love this year, more than enough. You know why? Because the greatest gift you can give the people around you is love. It's not an item. It's not $1. There's no dollar amount. If you give love to the people who matter most to you, that is the greatest gift they could receive. If someone you care about and you worried about not having money and not having this, I dare you to get outside of your own way, get outside of your own mind, to look at them and figure out a creative way to be a blessing to them. Think of something thoughtful that you know will impact them. And you want to know? I'll show you. I practice what I preach. My wife and I were deciding, you know what? We don't want to spend a bunch of money. We don't want to go crazy. We don't want to go into a debt. We want to be good stewards. And if you do spend a bunch of money, that's not bad. If you got it, do what you do, please, by all means. But that's not the season we're in. It's not all this huge surplus. So we said, you know what? We're not going to do that this year. But I still always want to look out for her. So what did I do? I found Oklahoma's first women's magazine. I connected with the editor-in-chief of the magazine. I said, hey, my wife is an incredible up-and-coming artist. I would love for you to some kind of way to highlight her. She said, we've got a volume of our magazine coming up. She said, but there's not a lot of space. There's not a lot of time. What can you do? If you can get something to me, I'll see what I can do for you. And I said, that's all you need to say. Thank you so much for even the opportunity. And I wrote my heart out. And I wrote an article for my wife from my vantage point, showcasing her greatness, how wonderful she is, how incredible she is, how strong she is, what she's overcome to be able to chase her dreams and to create music, something that's been a literal lifeline for her. And last Saturday, I had her and the boys get dressed, and we went together to a magazine release party. She had no idea what was happening. She's like, why are we here? What are we doing? Are you just supporting a friend? She had no idea until they called my name to read an article in an officially published magazine, and I read in front of the entire crowd of people, full packed house, this article that I wrote for her. She's bawling. She's boo-hooing because that meant something to her. And you know how much that cost me? $0. It cost me $0. But what it showed her is I see you, I care about you, I care about what you care about, and I love you. The people in your life don't need all the stuff in the world. You could take that stress off, and you can just learn in this moment that the greatest gift you really have to offer is just you. That's what the people in your life want. They want you. They don't want no promises, and next year, they don't want that. They just want you. And not just you, they want a healthy you. And here's what I mean by a healthy you. Your loved ones can see the stress that you wear. And so if you're around them, but you're just like anxious and you worried and you're stressed, that's not the version of you they need. And you thinking about all this stuff you can't control. What they need is just you. They need a happy you. They need a stress-free version of you, which means you got to do the work to say, you know what? I'm not where I want to be, and things are not how I wanted them to go. But I have the most important things right in front of me, and I'm going to give them what I got. I'm going to give the loved ones everything I got, which is me. We're going to create some new memories. We're going to create some new traditions. We're going to get creative. And when you do that, you'll be surprised. Those will be the greatest moments that you could ever create, right? So this stress thing, I really want to talk about it. And so that's kind of the holiday season, right? So if you're in a great place, great, salute. I love it. I love the season. It's my favorite holiday. Last year wasn't so great. This year's been better. But I'm coming off a weird season, if I'm honest. Coming off the weirdest season of my life. It's like the best, worst season of my life because I've celebrated some of the biggest milestones and I've celebrated some of the biggest dreams come true in my life. Over the course of the fall season, I was booked and paid to speak consistently. I've been working towards that for a long time. That was amazing. That afforded me to travel and go do this and go do that. And then I did a TED Talk, which at the beginning of the year was my biggest bucket list goal item. That's the one last piece of the puzzle I needed to complete my resume as a speaker, was to become an official TEDx speaker. Boom, crossed it off. Then Forbes magazine, to be featured there and have them salute the work that we're doing in a mental health space. Myself, my brother Jordan Miller, Generation Y. I'm just over the moon, ecstatic, excited. You guys showed me so much love. I got thousands of messages literally between my socials, and that makes me happy. But also, at the same time, my body started to break down on me. Oh, snap, we're going to keep it real today. My body started to break down on me, and my mindset started to be affected because my body was breaking down. I got sick, and I was sick for 7.5 weeks. Now, it wasn't straight 7.5 weeks. It was a fight. It was like I got sick. It was really bad. It was really strong. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sleep. It was like sick. And then I fought that for 10 days. On the heels of that, I was better, but I really wasn't better. And I started back working and doing all the things and going hard and yelling and just trying to stay afloat, trying to keep up with social media, trying to keep up with the demand, trying to keep up with the podcast, trying to keep up with the people who were booking me for shows and podcasts and speaking, trying, pouring myself out when I really wasn't healed or healthy, giving what I really didn't have to give. And after those 10 days pass, what happens? Well, I start to feel symptoms again. I got this crazy cough. I can't sleep at night because I'm coughing fits the whole entire night. I'm sleeping 2 hours a night. I'm doing bad. I'm not okay. Okay, and then I get sick again. Okay, so after 10 days, I fought that cough for another 5. So we're about 15 days now, And then I finally start to feel better around the day 16, 17. So 2.5 weeks, I'm finally starting to feel better. I'm like, yes, goodness gracious, man, I couldn't wait to shake this. 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks is a long time to be sick. And then I move forward, and I'll be doggone if at like day 18, I feel the same little symptom that started 2.5 weeks ago. And I'm like, nah, that's just something. I don't know what that is. Maybe I've been yelling, but it got worse. My nose closed, my air ducts constricted, and I felt the exact same symptoms. I got sick all over again. This time I said, man, I'm not dealing with that no more. The doctors treated me this way last time. Just isolate, hydrate, treat over the counter. This time I went in, I got a steroid, I got an antibiotic. They're like upper respiratory infection. So I'm like, I'm down bad. I go in and I take these medicine, and after 5 or 6 days, I'm feeling better. I got the medicine in me. I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to be all right. Okay, we cool. The steroid working is doing what it's supposed to do. On day 6, I'm like, I'm finally starting to feel better again. I'm 25 plus days in this thing now. I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to feel like a human again. And 2 days later, I got real sick. I got feverish. I got body aches. And I go in, because I'm like, I'm not doing this, man. I'm sick of this. Wow, I haven't been able to sleep more than 2 hours in over a month now, 5-6 weeks. I haven't been able to breathe at night. I haven't been able to sleep. This is horrible. It's taxing my mental because now I'm not showing up. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not responding to y'all. By the way, if you sending me messages during that time, I apologize to you if I did not get back to you. That is not normal. I'm telling you, it was a crazy season. It was wild, but listen to me. Woo, snap. That was tough. I go to the ER because it's the middle of the night. It's the weekend. My doctor, I can't see him till the next week. And I go in that night, and the doctor's like, well, but there you go. Test positive for COVID. So I need another 5-day quarantine. And I'm like, sheesh, man. Golly. And then I went through the whole cycle again. I was so sick. And then after the 5 days of quarantine, I had another 5 or 7 days of this crazy cough, not sleeping. So all in all, about 7 to 8 weeks of dealing with that. Now, let me tell you why I believe I was dealing with that. And hopefully this will encourage your heart. I had begun to create an extreme and immense amount of stress, which was taxing on my immune system. I don't know if y'all notice or not, but stress is a killer, and I really want to help somebody today. We already talked about holiday stress and stress to do enough and do more and have more. Man, forget all that stress. It's killing you. And then there's another stress that I really want to talk about in this season as we kind of shift gears. We get ready for next year. We only got a couple days, and we, all the things, and a reset, a new year, a new me, all of that stuff. But if you take the same stuff with you and you do the same stuff in the new year, ain't gonna be no new you, ain't gonna be no new wins. It's literally gonna be the same old same again and again and again, unless you change. And I want to help you do that. And this piece of the puzzle that I'm about to break down over the next few minutes before we land the plane is pivotal to, I believe, you having success and me being able to find my way back from all of that, because I was down bad. I had no juice. I had nothing to give you. That's why you ain't seen me. I'm never going to come on here and preach to you and fake the funk if I ain't got it. If I ain't got it and I ain't feeling it, I'm not going to come here and do that, because you deserve better, and I'm just not that guy. I'm not going to pretend. But some revelations happen over this time that I believe can really help you in this season as we deal with the monster that is stress. The one that was killing me and breaking down my immune system. And I realized my stress was attached to a couple of things. You see, I feel like I've had so much success in the podcast, with the book, with the speaking, and to start all of this from nothing, from literal less than nothing, here with Rose Records, but in the beginning in a closet, literally we in a little side room with the blankets and the shirts, and man, we come a long way, right? And you think about that stuff, but all I had in the beginning was a heart and a burning passion to help people and to help people realize what matters most, which is life, health, peace, hope, faith. Like there's a few things that I had. Like if I could just help people live life and love life. It's on my arm, G. Live life. There's no angle where I can show you, but it's there. Live and love. Live life and love life. Live life and love life. Like that's it. How do you live and love life? How do you live life and love life? Well, first of all, there's a lot of people walking dead, just going through the motions, man, not even feeling good, not feeling nothing, just existing. You know how many people, I dare say, probably 60 to 70% of adults are in that space. A lot of people. So if you feel that way, you think something wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with you, fam. That is the culture and the society that we live in that's driven you to that place. But how did you get there? The same way I got there over the last few months of my life. Even though I was celebrating some of the biggest wins, it's because there is an external pressure to perform. I'm not doing enough. I don't have enough. I should be doing more. I should be growing more. And even though instead of celebrating the growth and having fun and creating like I love and sticking to the message, it's all this pressure to look at what everybody else is doing and how everybody else is doing it and to figure out how to do it so you can break through, right? What does it mean to break through? It is to get to a point where you are generating so much revenue that you're doing it in your sleep. You don't have to blink. You have everything you need without blinking, and you're giving away benevolently. Like that's where we all want. We all want freedom, time freedom, mental freedom, physical freedom. We want freedom. And by freedom, we want to go and do what we want to do when we want to do it with the people we want to do it with without nobody telling us otherwise, holding us back from it. That's what we want. And that's where I found myself. So that's why we're grinding, right? That's why we're struggling. That's why we fight. But then, that's hard enough as it is. Life is hard enough as it is. Something like COVID comes, shuts the world down. We still ain't bounced back. We don't know how we'll bounce back, if we'll ever bounce back financially. That system is a mess. Inflation is a mess. It's hard right now. Everything costs more. But everybody has less to give. Everybody has less money to spend, to invest in your business, to invest in the things that you need, thus giving you less to invest in the things you need. And so with that becomes this like, but I gotta be what they want me to be. Maybe I should shift. Maybe I should adjust. Maybe I should just shift a little here. Maybe I should shift my focus here. Maybe I should be more like this. Maybe I should be more like that. Maybe I should do this more. Maybe. And by the time you do that and you shift a half an inch here and a half an inch here and a quarter inch there and 1 inch here and just a little bit of shift. And eventually you wake up and you don't even know who you are, how you are, where you are, how you got there. What are we doing? How did I even get here? And now there's this, I just don't feel good. I'm telling you what I was feeling for the last months of my life. I don't feel like me. I don't even know how I got here. Because I'm just a dude who had a heart to help. All I wanted to do was pour into you, impact you, give you a blueprint of some of the things and the lessons I learned and overcome so that I can help you become who you're meant to become. But it became so hard that it took the desire to even want to show up. Why am I even creating? If every post ain't gonna go viral and people ain't gonna like it and share it and they're gonna see it and not even like it, they're gonna see it and not even share it, they're gonna not even mention it, they're gonna scroll right past it, why even try? And that is the telltale sign that my focus was off, way off, shifted from where my priorities should have always been. Where I landed was that I don't need to be anything or anywhere other than who I am and where I am at this moment. Because this life is a journey. And this life is taking me somewhere. And I don't know where it's taking me. I don't know where God is leading me, but that is where my trust must lie to understand that there's things that are outside my control. And I can't control the things that are outside my control. And the more I try to control the things that are outside my control, the more empty I feel, the more frustrated I feel, the more off I feel. If you've been feeling off, what is it that you're trying to control that you can't control? And where is your trust? What or who have you put your trust in? Because I found myself starting to put my trust in the gurus who are telling me, just do this, do that, show up this way, show up that way, make this kind of content, make that kind of content. When I literally built my entire brand on doing it my own way, and I don't care who like it. You like it, I love it. You don't like it, so be. I ain't everybody's cup of tea, but if I'm not, go drink some coffee and we gonna be cool. I literally built my brand that way. So this pressure, come on women, this pressure to look like the models on the magazine, this pressure that you see all the celebrities with the perfect lips and all the fillers and all the cuts and the perfect noses and all the breast and BBL and mummy makeover and lift. Listen, if you want to do that, please, and you have the ability to do that and you want to give yourself that gift, I'm not knocking that. Please go do it, because I'm not vilifying that. I don't think that's bad. But if you're not in a position to do it and you feel less than as a human because you don't have the finances to do it right now, you feel like you're not worth living, you're not worthy of love, you're not worthy, that you're not beautiful without having to go and do that, then there's a real problem, and that's what I'm speaking to. There is a pressure to be that. You don't have to be that. If you want to be that and you want to do that and you have the ability to do that, then go do it. But if you don't feel that pressure. To date, I got to give pieces of myself that I never thought I'd give to anyone. I'm bending over backwards. I hate to bring this stuff up. Cassie and Diddy situation. People like, that girl was so beautiful, so talented. Why would she bend over backwards and enslave herself, become a sex slave to this man? Because she felt like she had to. She felt like a pressure to have a certain lifestyle, to look a certain way. It ain't got to be like that. Yeah, that's an extreme example because those are celebrities. We ain't celebrities, but you might even find yourself in a dating relationship, bending over backwards, doing stuff you never do. Somebody done convinced you that stealing is the way. Somebody done convinced you to go have a bunch of wild orgies. Listen, I ain't judging nobody. But I'm saying, if you're doing these things that are outside of who you are and outside of what you want to do just to feel some type of love, that ain't it, fam. That's not it. There is a pressure for women to look perfect, for women to be everything, for women to have all the answers. There's a pressure for men to never have feelings, to never express feelings, to never have a care. You're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to be the protector. You're supposed to be the provider, as if the same world and enemy that's kicking you in your, you know what? It's not kicking me in mine. It's not haunting me. It's not in my ear telling me I'm not enough, telling me I suck, telling me I'm a failure, telling me I ain't got it, telling me I'll never have it, telling me I don't deserve it. And so now there's this pressure as a man that I got to be a man and I got to make all this money. And now you're out here killing yourself, working 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 jobs to have more so that you can appease and be able to go and buy stuff. Just because the buying stuff, just so your woman can go and post it online for a minute. And man, what are we doing, fam? What are we doing? What is this life? And meanwhile, nobody happy. Ain't nobody happy. Everybody got a hole in their heart and their soul because we're playing this game, stuck in this rat race. And I found myself not in the necessarily spending part, but I found myself falling into the trap of feeling like I need to be more. I need to have more. I need to do more. I need to show up more. My content ain't hitting like I wanted to. I should have more views. I should have more likes. I should have more followers. Man, forget a follower. Not you. I love you. I'm glad that you follow the journey, but you get what I'm saying. I don't do this for a number. I don't do this for a count. I don't do this for who's watching. I do this for you. And I do this for me because it's healing for me, it's cleansing for me, and it's purpose for me. This is why I'm on the planet, to speak life to you. But it ain't about that. And I found myself playing that dangerous game, and I want to challenge you, and I want to charge you, women, men, whoever, everybody, whoever's under the sound of my voice. If you feel any pressure that you need to go and have something, you need to have a better job right now, guess what? That don't mean stop trying for a better job. You're going to get a better job. But don't feel less than and empty if you don't have the better job right now. You're going to have the perfect spouse, the perfect marriage, the perfect house. But you don't have it right now, so you're a failure. You suck at everything. You ain't it. Man, no, that's not it. It's a journey. You're on the journey. Give yourself some grace. And so what I decided, and you'll see this and you'll hear it as a theme in my voice, I ain't playing that game. I'm not going to be concerned with how many. I'm going to post my stuff. I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to be consistent, and I'm going to do the things I know to do from a place of care and compassion for the people I care about. But the chips going to fall where they may. If I'm supposed to go viral, I will. If I'm not, I won't, and that's going to be it. Who cares? That's it, fam. If we make it, we make it. My job, that's not inside my control, how many people interact, how many people hit the heart, how many people comment. That's not my job to focus on. My job is to show up full of heart, full of passion, full of love, from a pure place, and to give you what I got. That's my job. And that's your job. Take the pressure off. I ain't creating from no pressure no more. I don't care if a single post blow up. I don't care what the like count is. I don't care how many people follow. I don't care how many people unfollow. I looked up, that's weird. What are we doing on Instagram? What's happening? I looked up the other day, they say you gained 375 followers, but you lost 225. What? Who is going and saying, I'm unfollowing this person? If my content no longer resonates, I get it. But there's all these people who go and follow you and they want you to follow them back, or they follow you and you follow them and they unfollow you. What are we doing? What is it, middle school, fam? Anyway, I don't care. I'm not even looking into that. My point is, I'm coming from a place of purity and a place of love and a place of service. The core pillars on which I built this brand, and that's what we're focused on. And there is no pressure, because when there's pressure, then it's about performance. And I'm not here to perform for you. This ain't no song and dance for you. And if you feel yourself in a place where there is pressure for you to perform for the people around you, just to be enough, just to be accepted, just to be loved, that is not it. You got to stop. Take that pressure off of you and just be you. The greatest gift you have to offer this world is just to be you. It's just to be you. And I really hope you hear what I'm saying. Stress-free. There is no stress in just showing up every day. Grateful for what you have. Grateful for the life around you, even if it ain't perfect. Even if it's not where you want to be. Grateful because you're on the way to something better. You know this. Look at your life. You've been to hell and back 7 times and have overcome so much and have some really highs after some really lows. Guess what? If you're in a really low, some really highs are coming. That's a fact of life. It's coming. Do yourself a favor and take the pressure off in the meantime. Take the stress off. Eliminate it. Take the worry. Get rid of that. Kick it to the curb, because you're going to be all right. We gon' be all right. You hear me? You feel me? Do you hear me? We gon' be all right. And as I land this plane, the last thing, of all the sources, so I was feeling all of this. Everything I'm saying, I promise, if y'all new here, they're like, this dude is on 10. We on 10 now. Everybody want to be my friend now. That's what LaRussell said. Shout out to you, the guy. I'm always on 10 because this is important to me. This is important. You're important to me. If I was in front of 1 million people, I'd yell it just like this. And if I was in front of 1, which I literally am right now, you're going to get it how I get it. I don't care what the number is. You're going to get it how I get it. So if you like it, welcome. Thank you. But this last thing, man, I was already feeling all this stuff and it was spinning in my heart. And I was like, man, forget that. No more pressure. I'm creating from a pure space. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm valuing the life I have. I'm appreciating the things that are right in front of me, the people who are right in front of me. You listening to the sound of my voice, I'm appreciating you right now. Those of you who did go and share this with the 5 people, I appreciate you right now. Those who made it this far, I appreciate you right now. If you made it this far, go to my last, let's do something fun. Go to my last post on Instagram and send me, let's do a random number, 4. Send me 4 random emojis of your favorite emojis. That's how I'll know that you made it this far. Go to my IG at mblackspeaks. Send me 4 of your favorite random emojis all on that same post, and we'll see everybody who came from this. That'll be really cool. Shout out to you. But this was already in my heart. It was reverberating, and I was figuring out, and it was burning on me. And I'm saying, man, I'm getting back to me. I'm getting back to my core message. And then my wife and I decided to watch the Barbie movie. Why did we do that? We watched the Barbie movie. And when we watched the Barbie movie, it hit me in ways I didn't expect it to. First, I was like, what the heck am I watching? What is this? But as it goes and it unpacks the themes, listen, I'm not the spoiler guy, so I'm never going to spoil a movie for you. I'm just not that guy. But I will talk about one of the most important themes of the movie for me that I extracted. And that was What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be human? That movie hit me so deeply and had me so deep into the core of my thought and my being and my soul. You wouldn't think, right? The Barbie movie, Mattel, what? But it did, because it got me thinking, what does it mean to be human? Listen to me, lock in right now. You think about what it means to be human. Humanity comes with a lot. It's a lot. Can I be honest with you? To be a human is hard. And, like I said, I'm not going to spoil the movie, but just know to be a human is hard. And there's a lot of pressure to be other things than what you are. We just talked about that. There's a lot of pressure to perform. There's a lot of pressure to be enough. There's a lot of pressure to look the part. There's a lot of pressure to sound the part. There's pressure. And all that pressure does is constrict you and wrap around you like a snake and suck the life out of you over time. And life is filled with some really, really low lows. Life is filled with losing people. Life is filled with losing loved ones. Life is filled with having people walk away from you or leave you. Life is filled with having people speak bad about you or stab you in the back. Life is filled with hurts and pains. It is. But life is also filled with incredibly high highs. Life is filled with joys. Life is filled with smiles and laughs with those you love. Life is filled with laughing at difficult times, or laughing with close friends about funny things or scary things that happened a long time ago. Or life is filled with creating memories and moments. Life is filled with learning that you are stronger than you thought. Life is filled with overcoming adversities. Life is filled with joy. Life is a mixed bag of a bunch of good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. That's what life is. And sometimes we feel an extra pressure and more stress when life isn't all good all the time, when life isn't all up, when life isn't going our way exactly how we want it to go. And the Barbie movie reminded me that, to understand what life is in essence is to know that it's going to be a mixed bag of good, bad, and ugly. What does that mean? That means when you in those bad times, you got to do the best you can to remember the good. You got to do the best you can to hang on to hope. You got to do the best you can to hang on to faith. You got to do the best you can to remain grounded and anchored. But in the good times, so many times when we're in the good times, we don't really cherish those. We don't value those. We just act like that's how it's supposed to be all the time, not realizing that, no, if you live any amount of time on this earth, you're going to have some good and some bad days. So when those good days come, cherish the moments. Appreciate the good in your life. And when the bad happens, don't anticipate it. Don't be like, well, it's good, so I know it's bad. No, just deal with it. Cross that bridge when you get to it. Stop trying to predict when something bad is. I got a feeling. Get out of here. I knew something bad was going to happen. I had a feeling. You've been saying that for 7 years. Eventually, you're going to be right, because life is filled with good and bad. Yes. But that's not for you to try to manipulate and control. Live in the moment. Be in the present. Love hard. Live full. Love hard. Love hard. Live full. Live full. Go for the opportunity. Who cares if you don't get it? Go for it. Who cares if they don't like you? Who cares if they laugh at you? Who is they? Why do they matter? Why are you giving them that much power over you? Be in the present. Love yourself. Love hard the people around you. You stressing yourself out trying to be more, have more, do more, when all the people in your life really want is you, as you are, imperfectly perfect, on your way to creating beautiful memories, so that when we all get to the end of our days, you can look back over this thing called life, and you can remember the bad, and they create emotions, but you'll remember the good. You'll celebrate the good. You'll cherish the good. But in order for life to be good, you got to choose it. You got to choose to be the good right now. You got to choose to shift your paradigm away from everything that's sucking the life out of you, everything that's weighing you down, and find the hope in something in the future. I'm telling you what I just did. I just spent 2 of the worst months of my life. Y'all ain't seen me. I've been MIA. I'm like, where you been? Yeah, that's where I've been. But don't worry. We back, and I feel good. But I realize the things that I'm saying to you now, if you go back to the beginning of this podcast, are the things I was saying from the jump. It's just life has to take you up and down and all around and on the roller coaster and learn some things and gain some exposure and get big and then feel all this pressure to be something other than what I am, this pressure so I can go viral, so that I can have more opportunities, so I can get some brand deals, so that I can have more freedom, more physical freedom, more financial freedom, so that I can do more for you, so that I can offer more to you. When it was never about that when I started. It wasn't about that then. It's not about that now. It's not about that. It's about you and me and learning to be all we can be, the best versions of ourselves. Learning to not take for granted the precious moments of life. Learning to love those close to us. Learning to give fully and freely. Learning to take every opportunity. Learning to eliminate the voices of those who hurt you, those who said you're not enough. Learning to silence the noise of those who would kid you, who would troll you, who would learning to love you for you. So this is it, fam. This is it. We going out with a bang. Merry Christmas to you. I hope this brought some peace to your heart, some joy to your spirit, some I'm sorry. I'm too goofy not to have done that. Give you a big jolly Santa laugh. If nothing else I said cheered you up or inspired you, maybe you put a smile on your face hearing me laugh like Santa in this bright red shirt. You know what I'm saying? Looking like Santa, because I had to see when I was down, I partook thereof all the fruits and the not fruits. But we're on this journey and we're on it together. And it's not about being perfect. It's about direction, not perfection. And so if you're on the journey with me, I'm asking you to commit, not next year, this year. Number one, share this with some friends. Number two, take some real notes that you're going to apply to your life. Number three, learn to eliminate the stress and the things that are holding you down. Number four, learn to love yourself. Learn to cherish the moments. Learn to walk in your greatness. Learn to remove the pressure. Learn to be all can be. Learn to go and build a life you love living, because you can. I love you. Happy New Year. Go be great. Get ready for next season, and let's get it. Vitalize.